My boss's daughter got hired as my assistant just today, she demanded. I make her coffee. Today, she's answering phones at the front desk. When Charlotte walked into our marketing department wearing Louboutins and carrying a Birkin that costs more than my car, I knew exactly who she was before anyone said a word. Our CEO's 24-year-old daughter, fresh out of her MBA program, had arrived for her first day as my assistant. I've spent 8 years building our creative team from nothing. We handle million-dollar campaigns, and my portfolio helped triple our client base. But according to Ahar's awkward email, Charlotte needed real-world experience before taking on a more suitable role in 6 months. Translation: Daddy's girl needed her resume padded before they invented the pre-mangs position for her. The first few days were actually tolerable. Charlotte took notes, asked questions, and seemed to be learning the basics. Then she started showing up at 10:30 instead of 8 o'clock, taking 2-hour lunches and leaving early for appointments. Yesterday, I was preparing for a major client presentation when Charlotte walked in an hour late, hungover with an empty tumbler. I need coffee, she announced, dropping the tumbler on my desk. Black, 2 sweeteners. The entire creative team froze. Even our intern who actually does coffee, Runs, looked up in shock. I asked, giving her a chance to correct herself. Coffee, she repeated slowly. I was out late with Dad discussing my progress here. He thinks I'm ready for some actual projects instead of just shadowing you. I smile, parent the kind of smile. Women in offices perfect by age 30, Charlotte. I am finalizing the Johnson presentation. The coffee station is in the break room. While you are there, grab the meeting notes I asked for yesterday. You are my mentor, not the other way around, she said with a laugh. My dad hired you to teach me, actually. Your dad hired me to drive revenue, of which I have a client waiting. She blocked my path. I don't think you understand how things work here. My last name is on the building. I nodded. And my campaigns are why that building expanded last year. Now will you be joining the client meeting to learn, or would you prefer to continue this conversation with ER? My father will hear about this, she said, storming out without her tumbler. Sure enough, at 4:30 I received an email requesting my presence in the CEO's office first thing this morning. I spent the night updating my portfolio and her Stidham profile. I'd been headhunted by our competitors for years. Turned might as well hear them out now. When I arrived at the CEO's office, Charlotte was already there looking smug. Her father gestured for me to sit. I understand there was an incident yesterday, he began. I started my rehearsed response about team dynamics and professional development, but he held up his hand. Charlotte has shared her version. Now I'd like to hear from Marcia in reception about why my daughter was an hour late, from Tyler about the client note she failed to prepare, and from our janitor about finding her asleep in the break room at 3 p.m. Charlotte's face fell. I realized he'd spent his evening doing actual management. My company succeeds because I hire talented people and let them do their jobs, he said, looking at his daughter. You wanted to learn the business? SCAD by learning respect. He turned to me. I apologize for the disruption to your team. Charlotte will be working at the front desk for the next 3 months, where Marcia has agreed to demonstrate what professional behavior looks like. As we left his office, Charlotte whispered, "This isn't over." I smiled genuinely this time. You are right. Your real education is just beginning. This morning I stopped by the front desk with a coffee pair and black, 2 sweeteners. Charlotte looked up in surprise. First rule of business, I said, placing it on her desk. Know the difference between being in charge and being a leader. Sometimes the real world hits exactly when and where it's needed most.